The government have released documents laying bare the inner workings of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor's appointment as the UK's trade envoy in 2001. And with headlines that the investigation could look into sexual misconduct, it is big news, and it feels like a development almost, Jane, at this point.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. So, I mean, there's sort of two things here. So there's the police investigation, and this is about potential offences that fall under the sort of the broad banner of misconduct in a public office, primarily when he was trade envoy. And these could cover allegations of sexual misconduct or corruption. Now, it's understood that the police uncovered evidence. They arrested him on his 66th birthday, if you remember, and they searched his homes in both Windsor and Sandringham. So they will have found some stuff there. They've also interviewed witnesses and potential victims, but they're appealing for other people to come forward if they have information. And, of course, he's consistently denied any wrongdoing. The separate thing is the Andrew papers that you've just mentioned, and that goes back showing, they've just been released, it shows that in 2000, the late Queen, of course, not the current Queen that we have, pushed for her middle son, that everybody says is her favourite, to replace her cousin, the Duke of Kent, who was Britain's trade envoy, and she very much pushed the government for Andrew to get that role. He took over the following year. We now know from multiple reports that he sort of travelled the world, was quite entitled, insisted on private jets. He had this huge, you know, ridiculously sized entourage. He even had a valet that carried an ironing board around for him. He extended a lot of the trips to incorporate private holidays. So basically, I think it's now looking back, he did not behave in the manner that was a credit to the nation that he was representing. But, of course, the interesting thing is that we all think of the late Queen as this sort of infallible being, but when it comes to Andrew, it seems that she was very much a mum and maybe had a bit of a blind spot.
Yeah, and sort of was trying her best to make him have a position that was obviously a prominent role, and she felt that that would work for him, work for everyone. And it's like you say, maybe she was, in that point, it wasn't just being about the Queen, it was being a mum.
Yeah, you know what, I think, hope that she never knew exactly all the other things that was happening, possibly, you know, all these other allegations. But I think sometimes as a mum, maybe for her it was a thing of when you have, you know, a certain amount of children, you can see the child that you're more concerned about and really worried that they're a bit wayward or they're
So it might necessarily be the fact that it's a favourite, as it's been quoted here.
It might not be a favourite, but maybe she could see that this one wasn't committed to this, and especially that he's older, it's like, I want to get him into something. I need him to do something, and maybe she felt like that could contain him and hopefully make him progress in something and be great, and not knowing all the other things behind. I think any parent will have some kind of worry whether your child is younger, not sure what they want to do, but even worse so if they're older and in the public eye and still feel like they have no balance between reality, you know what I mean, and how they're supposed to live.
And, of course, he was the original spare, which is what Prince Harry talks about all the time, that you've got this older brother who's got all this purpose, and it's like, what is my role in life? So maybe she was trying to sort of facilitate something there.
And that's a dynamic, I'm guessing, lots of families experience, isn't it? If there is one child that's doing something and the other maybe has less of a direction, as a good parent, you are going to want to help, aren't you?
Yeah. I also think maybe there is a favourite to every parent. It doesn't mean you love the other one any less.
But do you have a favourite dog?
I do. I've got Noodle Bum. He's my favourite dog. I'll say it with my chest because they don't understand what we're saying. But
oh, they do.
You know, like my mum, I'd like to think that I'm her favourite, a little bit more in the will, maybe. But if my brother burnt down our house, she'd be like, he didn't mean it, it's OK. But if I burnt down the house, all hell would break loose. So I do, genuinely, I do think there are favourites. I just don't think mums want
Also, you're the youngest, aren't you?
Yeah.
I always think it's like our older two always say about the younger one, they go, oh, the golden child, and all that sort of thing. But I think it's by the time you get to the last one, you've just given up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want a phone, whatever, have a phone. Oh, you want to go out? Yeah, all right, go out. Whereas the older one feels that they got all the rules and regulations.
And it's different. I think you're in different stages of your life. I feel like with my daughter, She was the oldest one. She is the oldest one. And I was in a different phase of life.
Yeah.
So your first one, you're kind of practicing. And in the second one, like you said, I'm a bit more relaxed. I ain't got time to be shouting after you. Like, do what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? But my daughter always remind my son, oh, I was there more in the harder days. You're living, like, the new best life. Like, it's always
He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. But, you know, I think for me, it's not favourites. You have different relationships with them at different time. I've got more time now in this sense, so I can spend more time with my son, with my daughter. She had nursery, she had this. There was different things that I was doing and couldn't do with her, which I can do now.
This is why I can't be a parent, because I do believe I'll have favourites. It just won't end well for anyone, I think.
But I am Noodle's godmother, right?
You are.
Okay.
Well, and also Joe.
Yeah,
It's all to do with how much you're willing to show it off, I guess, though. You might internally feel like you
to
have
your
a
partner.
favourite.
You know, in the bedroom, surely you go, this one was a nightmare today. He's been demoted to his favourite. Yeah, the children, you know.
I'm turning to myself.
Yeah.
What about you, Christine?
Well, I mean, I even look at my two children, like they're your whole world, and I honestly don't have a favourite. I honestly, privately do not have that. I really don't. But they're very different. And actually, really, you can look at your children because they give you different things. Like my little girl's incredibly kind. She'll be the one writing little love notes and saying, I love you. Whereas my little boy's really funny. And there's just all these different little personality traits. So you can understand why, as a parent, particularly if you've got a lot of children, that you go, I need to do a bit more with that one.
And what about you
I
and
need to
your
do
sister?
that.
Did you feel there was a favourite?
Weirdly, no, I never felt a favourite. I was always a bit more outgoing and a bit sort of willing to push the boundaries. I think I wanted to see the world. You know, we came from a tiny place, but I wanted to go out and see things, and my sister was much more kind of scared to do that. And so we've grown up slightly differently in what we both wanted, but we're both incredibly similar. But yeah, I don't think it's nice to feel if there's one that's more favourite.
Are you the baby?
No, I'm the oldest.
We get the babies, we call it wash belly in Jamaica.
Oh, is that right?
That's the last baby, the wash belly. They're the ones that usually get like this.
Absolutely spoiled. You can't help it. They're cute.
Or neglected?
Yeah.
What are they?